Welcome everyone as we come down the home stretch of Masechtas Makos, learning the 14th and the 15th Mishnayos in the third parak of Makos, sponsored by the Fisher family, Nishmas, Basi Bas Rabbi, Shlomo ben Avram Alevi, Perel Bas Ruvaim, also learning Lili Nishmas, David ben Chaim, Lefu Shalem, Fel Yomis ben Chayesar, Yaakov ben Bas Yaleah, for the schus of Avram ben Yom Benish ben Malki Yudis, by Eddie Chazan, Ili Nishmas, Rabbi Yedidya Toledano, Zayda, we should have a lichtig in the Gan Eden for the safety of our troops in Eretz Yisrael, the rescue of the hostages. Let's get them all home. By Yo Klugman and family for their Panosa Gzunta and Nachas. L'Refuah Shalema for Mishna ben Esther Fadl for Rivka Bashir Leah, Dvar Bashashabina, and Meir ben Chayesar. They should have a Refuah Shalema b'Seg Shar Cheli Yisrael. Now, as Chatzkel is getting flogged, so there was a reader who read the psukim about the Torah's delineation of his punishment. The reader read, if you don't listen to the words of Hashem, and Hashem will make wondrous your beatings, and the beatings of your children. We delete because we didn't finish the reading yet. And you should heed the words of this covenant. The Chaysim, he finishes that. Hashem should have mercy and atone the sins, not to destroy. And then if he finishes that and they're still flogging him, they go back to the beginning of the psukim and start it again. If the Chazan HaKnesses gives him the right amount, and in the process the man dies, Potter, he's exempt because he did what he was supposed to. However, if however he unwittingly gives an extra lash, let's say they assess that he could take only 18 and he gives 19, v'meis, and the man dies, then he killed him b'shaygei, karizeh goylal yadai. Then the Chazan HaKnesses is exiled to the Yarei Miklat. Niskalkel, if while he's being flogged, he has an accident, bein berei, whether he moved his bowels with excrement, bein b'mayim, because of the pain he urinated, potter, because the pasuk says v'nikla achicha leinecha, the brother is shamed and he is shamed. Rabbi Yehuda Imer ha'ish berei, a man, only if he moves his bowels, the isha that's more sensitive, even b'mayim, even if she urinates, but the halacha is not like Rabbi Yehuda, a man and a woman are the same. Now, we know that there are 36 Isurei Karas, like eating chaylev, eating dam, entering in the mikdash when you're tamei, sleeping with a sister. Kol chayve krisis shelaku, if they get malchus, niftera yidei krisasim. They're forgiven their penalty of karas, that their soul is cut off. Shenemar v'nikla achicha leinecha. Once kishelaka, once he is flogged and he is shamed, hariyuka achicha, it becomes once again like your brother. Divrei Rab Chananya ben Gamliel. Now, the fact that somebody could lose their soul for a sin, Amar Rab Chananya ben Gamliel, if one does one sin, like eating dam, eating chaylev, noitel nafsha aleha, a person could lose their soul. Ha'isa mitzvah achas, one who does a mitzvah. And we know that meruba midah toivus, midas pirania is 500 to 1. That the difference between good and bad is a ratio of 500 to 1. One who does one mitzvah, like learning Torah, al achas v'kama v'kama, how for sure shetinasin loy nafshay, that he's granted an eternal soul. Reb Shimon says we don't need a kal v'chaimer. Mimekayma yelamed, we could learn it from the pasuk of Karas itself. Shenema v'nichrisu anafashas ha'oisais, the souls that do any of the abominations of immorality will be cut off. V'aymer asher yasa isam, rather you should keep these laws, asher yasa isam ha'adam v'chai b'hem, and you'll live eternally. Now, when it says you should do, it means avoid sleeping with a sister, avoid sleeping with your father's sister, etc. Whoever sits and doesn't do a sin, he gets rewarded like doing a mitzvah. I said over in shul today when we learned this the Moridik Pshat of the Ben Ish Chai about the Isha Soita. It says by an Isha Soita that Chana, who desperately wanted to have children, told Hashem, give me a child. If not, I'll force your hand. What will I do? I'll flirt with my husband, with another man in front of my husband, and my husband will warn me. I will then go in and closet myself in room 208 with this man. Of course, I won't sin with him, but they'll declare me a saita, and they'll give me the bitter waters. And the Torah says that if I'm innocent and I didn't do a sin, v'niksav in Israel zara, I'll be cleansed and I'll have a child. So Hashem says, so she said, and you won't be able to make your Torah plaster, you won't be able to make your Torah false, you'll have to give me a child. So Hashem, why put me through this? Just give me a child. That's the Gemara. The kasha on the Gemara, as it's coming out of Eddie's mouth, I see it. The kasha on the Gemara is that how could Chana say it? It's a mitzvah b'aver. Just to have a child, she's allowed to get her husband jealous, she's allowed to flirt around as a married woman, she's allowed to be miyachid with another man. How could she do that? So the Ben Ish Chai says such a beautiful pshat. Mwah. The Ben Ish Chai says, Chas v'sholom. She was telling Hashem, if I have enough merit to have a child, good. If not, here's another merit. I could have done this, but I won't do it because I'm a frumah woman. And it says, if somebody sits and doesn't do Aveira, so here's another schus that I could have done this and had a child this way. I'm not going to do it. Give me a child. This idea is a very exciting idea. Because here's a Friday afternoon, and somebody thinks, I didn't do much. I wasn't Mavasedra. I didn't say Shir Hashirim. I didn't do much. But something, you looked for your socks, you couldn't find them, and you could have yelled at your wife. And you didn't yell at your wife. Ooh, you could have yelled at your wife, and you didn't yell at your wife. That's a big accomplishment. What happened is that Shelley was in shul. And somebody turned to him and said, so what do you think about Trump, huh? And Shelley had a lot to say. But they were laning. So he didn't talk. Oh, that's a big accomplishment. We don't measure things just by what we do. We measure things by what we didn't do. And that's what the Mishna says. Reb Shimon bar Rebbe Omer, Hari Omer, Rak Chazak Levilti Echel Adam. Be strong, not to eat blood. Ki Adam hu hanefesh. Blood is the life of the animal, so don't eat blood. Umoim Adam, shenaf shel Adam katzim mimenu. Not blood, which people are disgusted by. Hapirish mimenu. When you separate from it, mekabel sacher, you get reward. Gazel varayis, you see this diamond lying there and you could snatch it. Or the temptations of the flesh. Shenavshe shel Adam misabel lehem u'machamdasan. People desire and yearn for it. Hapirish mehem, if somebody separates from them, al achas kama v'kama sheyizkalai. One will get merit for himself, or the deraisa for his generations, or the deraisa, and for generations of generations, atzef kol hadairos. Here a person, he has at his hands, he could look at images, and he would enjoy looking at those images, and he doesn't look. He said, what did I do? You didn't look? What do you mean, what did you do? You didn't look, you chose not to look. That's a very big thing. It's a very big accomplishment. Rabbi said, I want to thank everybody. Hopefully, as I said, tomorrow, besides starting Shavuos in Yetz Hashem, we will have a chok. That's the plan. We are looking for sponsors. We're looking for sponsors for Yisro, 718-916-3100, rmmwsi@aol.com. If you would like to be a sponsor for the Mishna Yomis of Shavuos, 718-916-3100, rmmwsi@aol.com. Thank you very much for joining us, and have a good Tavach.